I had an opportunity. I ended up doing Strictly Come Dancing. Pretty much when I retired, I did Masterchef and Strictly Come Dancing. The summer that I retired.
Out of the world of rugby, or not necessarily completely out, but from going from being a player at that level and then transitioning into life after rugby.
Yeah, going from like 7 days a week, every single day you're told sort of what to do, what to eat, where to train, where to play. How'd you go from overnight going, that's it, it's done?
It is tricky. You know, I mean, anyone who says it's a stroll in the park are absolutely lying through their back teeth there, because you're right. It is pretty much 24/7. You're being wrapped in cotton wool, or if you've got any kind of ailment or a cold, you can just phone the club doctor, or you've got to go to the GP, or like everybody else has got to do. You've got to go to the shops. You've got to buy your own food. You've got to cook your own food. You've got to all of that stuff. I mean, I think because I was always quite a practical, nosy type of person, I quite enjoyed the experience of being free and being away from that environment. Sometimes it would stifle me in my career, just as an individual, and I would get over rugbyed, for want of a better expression, and I would want to go away for 3-4 days or a week and just, I can't handle this anymore. So I think I was more naturally accepting to that environment where I was out in the big wide world. It did help that a lot of the environments that I found myself in post rugby, there was still an element of mollycoddling. So if you're working in media, you're going to get looked after, or someone asks you to come to an event, then you get treated a little bit more differently than others. But there was quite a nice little soft transition into, right, I'm in the big wide world. I've got my own house, or I've now got a family to look after. So I think I was just a little bit maybe broader minded than maybe some other sports people that are so driven about what they're going to do, that's it and nothing else. I was always a little bit more looking at a slightly bigger picture. So it didn't, I don't think it stressed me as much as maybe it could have done. I looked at it as a bit of a challenge. It's not easy, but I mean, that's,
Did you have time off when you retired from rugby, or did you get straight into coaching and business? Or
I had an opportunity. I ended up doing Strictly Come Dancing. Pretty much when I retired, I did Masterchef and Strictly Come Dancing. The summer that I retired, and actually it was really good for me, because it took me completely away from rugby, took me into a very different world, and was very entertaining. It took me into a world where I wouldn't have necessarily have said that I enjoyed every minute, because it was all very theatre show and completely different to sport, but it gave me a perspective that I could then balance off as to, what I would like to do, but also what I wouldn't like to do. So I did a few of those types of things and other work, and for a couple of years, but I always had my mind on the corporate world. That was probably my last 5 years of playing rugby. That was my goal, to establish myself and understand what I would be good at, and maybe communicate with a community, like a mentoring community, that would say, right, Matt, well, here are your skills, here are your work-ons. You're lucky they would maybe offer opportunities to go and sit on board meetings, or go into sales conferences, or and just understand it a little bit more, so that I could then bring my skill set into a different environment. And I love that. I love the challenge. It's never gonna be the winning the World Cup or winning a Lions tour. You just got to accept that. But there's still a real thrill around trying to be successful in that field that I quite like.